Well, good evening, brushheads. Welcome to the return of the Twitch PreRamble. Tonight we're coming to you from Paris, France. Apparently, the Twitch server that it decided to pick was in Paris. So we'll see how this all works. I've got great bit rate. It's like it scans for the bit rate and then makes it happen. So hooray! John, can you verify that we have a Twitch stream that is actually twitching?
It was twitching on 1 second. I'm multitasking.
This is all new technology. This is the return of the Twitch stream.
Yep, and
Yes.
volume.
Nice. No echoes or anything stupid like that?
I saw a live light for a second.
Yep, I don't hear any echo.
Nice.
So sounds good.
This is terrific. We are loving every second of this. Well, you know, John, it's good to be back on Twitch, I guess. The experiment of going to YouTube while presenting certain opportunities from a post-production standpoint actually making the podcast a life of living hell.
Yeah,
I don't
good
know.
and the bad. The bad was a little more than the good.
It was like way worse. So, do we have any brushheads in the chat room yet?
Let's see. Marshall's there, and Joseph Kex, and Lowly Monk.
So if you're hearing the dulcet tones of tonight's hosts and the guests who I will announce here in just a second, please let us know how the levels are and all that kind of good crap, because we need to know that stuff so that we can have a fruitful podcast. And we make sure... Oops, the levels are way too high on that. There we go. All right. I had the computer volume turned up too high, but it is better now. John, we're going to roll with your new format tonight as well.
Okay.
So
I remember what that was.
The new format, for those of you longtime listeners and first-time callers, and for Craig. By the way, our guest tonight is Lonely Monk, Craig Caton. Love this guy. One of my longest friends that didn't come out right. One of my friends in the community that I've known the longest. I don't know how long you are, Craig, so I don't think that that's necessarily fair for me to comment. There you go. Just going to leave that right there. Anyway, so the new format, for those of you who care, is we're going to kind of spice it up a little bit. Rather than potentially giving our guests, when we have guests, short shrift by trying to squeeze announcements and the majority of the guest segment into the first half hour, we're going to do 15 minutes of silliness, which is basically the beverage update, announce the guest, puppet show, and otherwise known as a word from our sponsor, and any major announcements that we have, and then we'll move into our guest, and we will stay with the guest topic for a full 30 minutes. And I think that, John, was a good observation you had there at the end of last show. I think it's a way to do better by our guests.
Yeah, we were getting a little too many, flippity bloops getting short shifted, or a guest getting short shifted.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I think that
seemed like the idea to go with.
I think you're right. I think this gives us an opportunity to highlight the stuff that at least we've gotten feedback on that people like the most, which is the guests, the flippity bloops, and then we're only going to spend 15 minutes on the media section. So generally,
about one movie a piece generally.
Yeah, and I think that's good. I think that's a good amount of time, and gives us an opportunity to really focus on the stuff. Here we're putting Craig out of his way
Misery.
tonight. Misery. I was going to say that. It'll be misery by the time we're done with it, though. I promise you that. And really giving everybody an opportunity to talk about the stuff that we're going to talk about with you, Craig. I mean, we have a lot of neat stuff to talk about tonight. We've got, I want to talk about Chasing the Fez, and really highlight some of the great painting work you're doing. And I want to talk about your involvement with Captain Con. And really kind of, because that's kind of on the near horizon here, so we want to bring that up to speed. And then we also want to talk about, your involvement with one of our major sponsors, Games and Gears. So this is going to be fun.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I need to figure out who our spokesmodel is going to be.
God help us.
I'm not sure exactly who to take today. I've got to see who's around. So, John, is there anything in the since the technology appears to be on our side tonight, ladies and gentlemen? By the way, this is being filmed in Super Legitivision again for the second straight week. Is there anything you'd want to talk about here, real quick, while I go find a model?
Crap. Sure. I'll start talking about other movies I watched that we're not going to talk about.
Sorry to put you on the spot there, John. I apologize. I didn't mean to leave you hanging out there in the middle of the air there.
No worries. I was just looking for how to ban people just in case we get the troll patrol running through again.
Yep, we got troll armor, by the way. When my one of my buddies that's an IT guy has vowed to be in the chat room tonight, and we'll be onto the troll that crosses this particular person. He knows all of the tools to make trolls pay. So this will be. I wish them well if they decide to bother us.
Well, I reported the egregious ones to Twitch also, just in case.
Yep, good deal. All right, I'm going to go find a model. I'll be back.
All right. So this week, aside from the movie we're going to talk about at the end of the show, which, spoiler, we're both going to talk about the same movie, which is Mad Max Fury Road. I watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you seen that, Craig?
No, I haven't heard of that one. Let me look it up.
Oh, it's a bit of a hoot. It's Alan Tudyk and some other guy playing these rednecks, and there's a bunch of college kids on vacation, and to the college kids' eyes, things happen to make it look like it's one of those slasher movies that the rednecks are, getting their friends and killing their friends, when really it's more of a series of unfortunate accidents. So it's pretty amusing. It's for free on Amazon Prime if you have that. Not too long. It was a pretty good watch. The humor is pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's the funniest movie I've ever seen, but if you like that sort of weird situational comedy, it is definitely funny. Definitely enjoyed it.
I'll have
Did you
to
catch
try to
anything
catch
this
that.
week? Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, I have one on a slightly different one. Movie with somebody that's known for weird comedy in his earlier career, and basically, Woody Allen did something many, many years ago called The Front. And the basic concept is this is the 50s during the McCarthy era, and he's kind of a flake. Gee, he does that so well.
Yeah.
And other writers that are deemed communists can't get work. So he's acting like a writer, taking other people's material and selling it, and he winds up being investigated. Zero Mostel has a very good part as a comic who can't get work anymore, and it's actually a drama with a little bit of humor, and it's actually quite well done. And if you don't know anything about that period and how bad it got for some entertainers and other people with the are you a communist type thing?
Yeah.
It's really frightening as to how they destroyed careers and destroyed people's lives with that crap.
Yeah, I think, don't they teach that in school still? They should. I mean, they did it while I was in school, and you learned quite a bit about it. But
something I'm interested in, which is coming out later this summer, did you happen to like the original Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3?
I have not seen 1. I enjoyed 2. I obviously love Army of Darkness.
Well, did you know that they're picking up with Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi and doing more of it on a Showtime series coming out late this summer, early this fall?
I didn't hear about the Showtime series, but I knew they were doing more of it.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. I sit here and get goosebumps thinking about it. I can't imagine what they're going to do with a budget. And from what I heard, the only reason we didn't have this a few years ago was Bruce Campbell had a TV series. What was it? Burn Notice, that ran longer than they thought.
It actually was a very good TV show, and he was very good in it.
Yes, it was. And I'm sure he had fun and got well paid. But I'm sorry, I want more Ash.
Oh, do I have a spokesmodel for tonight?
Oh,
really?
My God.
Yep, we're going to throw the brush heads a curveball on this one.
Oh, my.
Yep. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss the we'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. I promise you that. So, Yeah, actually, I've heard a lot of good things about Burn Notice, but I'll be honest with you, I've never seen a single episode of it. Is it pretty all right?
Uh, the early seasons are very, very good. Obviously, with a lot of shows, if some of them don't
The
hold up as well towards the end, but it was still
the first two
pretty solid.
seasons are real good. After that, you can.
Yeah, after that,
You
they were sort of like they were trying too much to hedge their bets. Like, are we gonna get a second season? Let's hedge our bets a little bit. The first, because it's basically he's a spy. He gets burned, basically outed, and no more funding or help or anything, and he gets dumped in his hometown. And it's him trying to figure out who burned him. And in the meantime, he sort of does the A-team thing, where
he also doesn't want to get killed.
Yeah, so he helps people out. He's almost like a private investigator, but sort of like a fixer guy. People come to him with problems. It's not necessarily what he wants to do, but he helps out because he's a nice guy at his heart. And there's a great quote from that, and it's something to the effect of, don't use guns. Guns make you dumb. Use duct tape. Duct tape makes you smart. Because he's big on improvising stuff. It really is a little MacGyverish, and I really like the sort of Norrish voiceover that he has for the series. It's very nice. It has a good different feel than a lot of shows. But that sort of got left behind as it got into seasons.
Cool. Well, I mean, I think it'd probably be worthwhile for me to try and tune in to the first season. I mean, it's got to be out there on something, right?
Streaming
on something.
Where is it?
So
if you remind me and you're in town this week, I can let you borrow my copy.
Yeah,
Even if I don't get it back for a while, it's not a big deal. I've seen it.
I'm going to probably see if Painter can hook me up with some trolls. Just because I don't know that I care to lug a bag out there, because honestly, Tuesday's probably not going to work because of the scheduling of some of the contractors we have coming in on the job. And so maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday might be more of a legitimate shot. But I will definitely keep in touch with you. For those of you who are listening, one of the things that my company does is there's a plant in York, Pennsylvania, and for various and sundry reasons I don't need to go into at this point, I have a gig I have to go out to in there, and that puts me within like an hour of your game store. And why wouldn't I go down there? Plus, you get to see Baltimore on fire, which is super cool. And there you go. Let's quickly go over the agenda for tonight's gig so that we kind of all are on board. Of course, we'll have the guest introduction. That's you, Craig. And then we have a beverage update, which is per norm. And then we'll have a word from our sponsor. Really going to focus on games and gears with this one, Craig. That should scare the piss out of you as a sponsor. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Then we're going to have an unwrapping or unbagging, if you will, of the Painting with Menoth John precision measuring system. So I'm gonna really explain to them all the benefits of owning one of these, and maybe some of the secret tech that was involved in creating this particular set of precision measuring items, which I think will also scare the piss out of our hosts, News on Minis. So there you go. And then we're going to talk about you, Craig. We're going to talk about what order would you like to speak about things, Craig? I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever you think's best.
Okay, then we're going to go with Chasing the Fez.
Okay.
And I'd like you to explain a little bit about what Chasing the Fez means.
That's not a problem.
Is Dale still playing the game? Is he cool? I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Occasionally. I mean, the latest thing is he's getting ready to pack up his house and buy a new house and move.
Is he getting married?
To tell you the truth, I think he's just maintaining the relationship the way it is.
Well, you know what? That's exactly what Belinda and I are doing, and we're pretty happy about that.
If it works, why screw with it?
We're afraid that any other further moves would probably just mess up our relationship. So we're pretty happy right now. So she's actually going to close on her house, her new house, on this week. Finally, she's had 6 closing dates so far. There is a book in here somewhere, folks. I'm telling you. I now understand why poor folk can't get a house.
It better be a comedy.
I hope it has a happy
Tragic
ending.
comedy.
I hope it has a happy ending. My gut tells me it's a black comedy at best. And then after we chase the Fez, but first off, I'm very happy to hear that Dale is well. We all love Dale.
Yeah.
Dale's awesome. And then we'll go in to talk a little bit about. Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about Captain Con. And then we will talk about games and gears. And, really, I'm going to leave that open to you, Craig, as far as what you want to talk about, what's new and exciting coming down the pipe. I'm still super high on these WGC Hydras.
Well, I'm not sure those are going into production, but there is a line of the same. It's the same,
Basic brush.
It's the same basic brush. I just think he may not use the WGC Hydra design because then he has to pay royalties on it.
I will tell you that I will let you use Painting with Menoth John as on there, and you can have it for free.
I think it's too late. I think he's already got them coming down the pipe.
Damn it.
That's too bad. Think of the tens of extras you could sell.
I know,
to our
right?
Listeners.
I know, right? I'll even let you put the damn brush head logo on it and not pay a cent of royalties.
Hey, you should send a message to Sam on that.
I will. I will tell him that, and I'll basically I'll say the best wash for a PWMJ Hydra is rum. You want to dip that brush in rum, and that'll get that paint out of there, and it'll freshen up them bristles. And
it tastes good when you straighten it.
Oh God, yeah. The brush licker's friend, the Painting with Menoth John Hydra. All right, so games and gears, and then that's John. I think we can get a half hour out of those three topics for Craig, don't you?
We better be able to.
I should
Pretty
think
close
so.
to that.
The reason I'm kind of hurrying things is we got 6 minutes till showtime here.
Okay.
Segment 2, flippity bloops. And
we've got quite a few.
Can we move Belinda's to the top? And that way the brush heads will have some time to respond because it's a brush head flippity bloop. So there could be comments coming in over the course of the rest of the flippity bloops as far as answers to it.
Oh, I'd actually left hers there more for something for the Facebook page. Seems like that's a better.
Yeah. Well, you know
might
what?
Be something we just make an actual topic on the Facebook page during the week for.
I think that's an awesome idea, and then we can sticky it, and we can then, and then next week we can put the answers. We can read some of the answers.
Sure.
Because I'm pretty sure we don't have a guest next week.
Indeed.
Yay!
You can talk about stuff.
You ever need a double?
A double what?
I mean, two people in. Sorry, I don't need to do it 2 weeks in a row.
No, we are actually attempting to have fewer guests. I kind of went a little guest nuts, and I booked like 3 months worth of guests in a shot. Turns out there's a couple people might want to be on this show for some reason. Nobody knows. And
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to tell you the truth, if you're ever in a pinch, you can always have me fill in.
God bless you, brother. We're always.
Have you ever seen or heard of painted thumb disease?
Painted thumb disease? I've seen a lot of painted thumbs.
Well, I posted it on Twitter of like what's going on. I wake up and there's this stuff all over my thumb and it gets funny hair colors.
I saw a painted thumb with a Berka from I think it was Soshi, and she painted a beautiful Berka. And her thumb was pretty well painted,
I'm
too.
talking about just when I clean the excess paint off the brush.
Oh, okay.
If I get too much on it, so there's just colored stripes all over the place.
So, and then, John, what do you want to talk about in the media section?
Well, we're going to talk about Fury Road.
Oh, God, yeah. Never mind. I just saw it again this week.
Oh, really?
Yep,
I'm sad to say I haven't caught it yet.
Oh, my God.
Trust me, it's on the list.
Oh, my God.
I know the first three quite well.
I'd say we won't spoil it, but really, there's not a lot of spoilers to it. He kept it simple, as I say, keep it simple, stupid. He kept it simple.
He executed his vision beautifully. Anyway,
John and I have the overall same opinion of the movie, general opinion, but my specific opinion is a little different because I've told guys like it's a really flawed movie. It makes a lot of mistakes and is still awesome.
I find it transcendently beautiful and intrinsic in every way. I worship at the altar of Miller.
That's sort of where we differ, I guess.
And that's cool. You know what? That everybody's got their thing, and we all get to have it. So I might actually paint a little bit on the show tonight too. I've got to
What?
get. I know, right? I'm going to. I've got some Tuffalo here that I want to get some silver on. It will be very basic and shitty painting at best, but it will be painting nonetheless.
I was painting earlier today a character for our role-playing game. Not sure how well you can see that.
I think. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks great. Wait, is that a Malifaux figure?
Yep.
Yep, I think I recognize it.
Huh.
And I'm using this so I can hold on to it because if you see on the top of the head,
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
base coat of paint rubbed off, which is very annoying.
Yep. I'm actually going to make these Tuffalo have pink painted hooves.
Okay.
That's going to be the pink on them. They're going to be nice girly Tuffalo with pink
I
painted
thought you
hooves.
could put the pink on the tartan
I already have pink tartan Tuffalos.
on something else. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the other one, and this is the great extension of the
second unit of Tuffalo.
Yeah, this is the minimum unit of Tuffalo. This is so these are this Craig. I don't know if you're familiar, but this used to be. It started off as Chris Miller's Tata Creel.
Oh, okay.
I own the Tata Creel now. So
Okay.
awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop the pre-ramble now and get us into production. So just kind of mute your mics, and it'll all make sense as to when to start talking from the intro. But I'm gonna stop the stream. So John,
Okay,
if you can remember, if you could tell the brushheads, remember that we're gonna stop the stream and then restart it.